So I kind of break up my childhood in two sectors because I think I dealt with things differently in primary school versus high school. So in primary school, dealing with my family and things very much looked like me trying to put on the brave face for everyone else and trying to, problem solve everyone else's issues. I think I just hit a point where I realized that there was nothing I could do about any of it, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't fix anything at home. In my high school, the girls in my year kind of went through a phase of self-harm. Then I tried it and it made sense. I think it was just a nice way for me to stop the inner feelings that I couldn't do anything about and make them into a physical thing that I could do something about. Year 7's kind of where I turned to drugs. My drug use escalated pretty quickly. I started smoking cigarettes and I started smoking weed. But from there, I guess it very quickly became my escape route, and it just snowballed. I just was so afraid to deal with myself. And from there, it just turned to everything else. I started using pills, gas, acid, coke. I think I was 20 when I first tried ice, and it very quickly became our new lifeline. Yeah, and from there my life just spiraled massively. I kind of got a taste of selling drugs, moving drugs, all of that kind of thing, and how easy it is. It used to baffle me how easy it was for me to go and do that, and then I would have whatever I wanted as a result of that. Tied in with drugs, relationships also became a bit of a coping mechanism for me. My pokies addiction was massive. I needed pokies every day. And I started to get involved in criminal activity. I got involved with fraud because it was a dangerous life. People tried to kidnap me. People tried to kill me. It was not faring too well for me. I got kicked out of my parents' house. Yeah, so from there I was homeless. So I lived on the streets, I lived in stairwells, I'd stay with some unhealthy people until they'd rob me, and then I'd leave, and then I'd live in a stairwell again, and then that was my life on repeat. I just quickly went from one end of society to another, and I hated it. So when I first fell pregnant, I very much wanted to keep it. He very much didn't want the baby. I ended up choosing not to keep it, which was devastating. So my dad kind of knew something was up, and then I have to call them from mental health to tell them I've just tried to hang myself. That was one of the worst moments, I think. Having to put it into words. A caseworker said to me that she'd just called a place called Destiny Haven, and she'd always told me I need to go to an all-women's rehab, an all-women's Christian rehab, and I was always said, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I guess that's how I found Destiny, and I just thought it was going to be the worst experience ever, and all of it is every reason that it worked. This was the place that got me well. Destiny was the place that made me feel more welcome and more at home than anywhere else I'd ever been. And that was in a matter of days. Destiny is different because you learn how to articulate your feelings and figure out what it is that's actually going on. You learn how to do it in a safe and healthy way. Whether it's doing feelings journals or talking it out, or all the modules that you go through that teach you about yourself and why I am the way I am. And the trauma that I've been through and working through that is massive. I think until I sorted all of that out, I was never gonna change. So my dream was always to do interior design. When I first started studying interior design, I didn't really know what it looked like. I just knew it was something that I was interested in, so I wanted to do it. I went on to sell furniture, and then I got a job designing kitchens. And I love doing it. So now I work for a different company because I've kind of stepped up a little bit, and I'm doing really well at it. To kind of have fallen onto this path that I actually love has been really cool. So I love my job now, and I work really long hours, and I'm happy doing it because it's something that I actually enjoy doing. I always thought that I'd always have to lie about my past and I'd never be able to be honest. I don't have to live in shame, and I know that personally, but if I live my life avoiding telling everyone the truth, then I am kind of living in shame. And I think destiny kind of helped me get to that place of accepting my past is my past, but that doesn't define who I am now.